Hello everyone, and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade. I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 166. Today is Saturday, January 21st, 2017, and I'm glad you could join me today. A little bit of a dwindling light situation, but I'm still drinking coffee, so we don't know. But I decided, like, right before I was going to record that I wanted to put out my spin the bin so I could just get two birds with one stone. So I now have a giant pile of fiber underneath me. So the fiber section of my shelf is a little bit depleted at the moment. But such is life. Let's see if I can grab some things to show you. Alright, thing the first. Little teeny weeny bit of a sock. That is because I finished one, which was fun. Now my phone's going to be flashing the entire time. But, what would it be? It's inside out now. That's just, I cut off that. The ends are even moving in, well, somewhat. This one, I'll have to find a way to stash that. But here's the first sock. It is out of my Enchanted Old Farm bat, which I turned into a 3-ply sock yarn. And it is very subtly sparkly, but I find it doubtful the camera will be able to capture the subtle sparkle of this sock. But nice, dense sock. Definitely pretty rustic looking because it wasn't the most even spin I've ever done. But, what would it be? I don't even know what size needles I'm knitting them on. It's a bit of a mystery. And I've started the second one, so I still have a bit of a way to go. But I was correct. I did finish the sock this week, so I ended up Kitchenering it up last night. And definitely have ample yarn, so should be good. It definitely seems like I've actually taken some yarn out of it now, so that's positive. But nice mindless knitting here. So this is the Just Ribbing pattern, which I'm not even sure is available on the internet. And at this point it's just the vanilla sock pattern in my head. It is 2x2 rib. Whatever heel flap I feel like doing at the time, sort of nonsense. The other thing, which has grown quite a bit actually, since you guys saw it last, is my boot knit shawl. So this is Out of Darkness, and I'm knitting it out of Madeline Tosh in the Cobalt colorway. And I probably actually need to get this onto bigger needles now. I just grabbed the small ones for giggles. And so it is bigger and pretty hard to show you guys. So you can see the beads. Ooh, So it has this nice little pattern of beads to it, which I think is really nice. And it's also fairly mindless knitting, except for when you hit a bead row. So I concluded bead rows were a little bit too much for some things. And fishing around a little bit, I decided to try super flash. So those are my pile of beads, and I am actually really happy with how the super gloss is turning out. As long as I make sure that my little beads are actually staying on the thicker part of it, I think this is a winner as far as technique goes. Part of it was that my crochet hook was like very nearly splitting my single, and I didn't really want to deal with that, so I figured the floss is going to be a better way, and it has been. I've been really happy with it. I'm not sure I would use it for all of my beading projects, but it wasn't quite right, and I don't even know why it was that I was in the aisle of flossing, but oh well, whatever. But I found found like the off-brand, and then I got the name brand. And for $3.50, I now have 50 of those. So, ample supply. So, this is coming along nicely. I'm not sure how far I am until something changes. But I do think that the beads in the stockinette section are really, really pretty. It's cool. So, what was it? I ended up rewinding my ball of yarn because I was having issues, so I now have 2 balls, but it did not exceed my willingness to ball, so we're gonna call that close enough. And even though I didn't have a chance for turtle time this week, I did end up getting a bit farther on the turtle cozy. So what we have here is the beginnings, the very, very beginnings of actually putting the little border around the turtle cozy spike. And I've actually there's just all sorts of craziness going on here. I've actually completed 9 of the 10 spikes at this point, so 3, 3, 3, there you go. 9 ridiculous little spikes. So, I just concluded that if they did turn out to be a strange size, I was just going to deal with it, but there's my pile of spikes. Lots of spikes. So I probably should take a picture of everything in formation, because the next thing is to start knitting the turtle covering part of the turtle cozy, so for which these will be attached to. And then I'll probably have turtle time after that, I think. The other thing is I'm probably going to knit the under turtle thing actually in brown, and maybe trim it in the white and then have the green part trimmed in the brown. I don't know, I'm just trying to find ways to use up the brown because it isn't really my preferred color of choice, but it is coming along. My white ball of yarn appears to be noticeably depleted, and it's coming. Okay, on the spinning front, I had finished one, and I decided to take out all of the ones that I had so far, so you guys could see what I was talking about with respect to the fading of the colors. So, we have the dark brown, the light brown, the magenta, this yellowy green one that I just finished, and then the one I'm working on will go in between this blue one and this greenish one. So, it's turning out really cool. But I wanted to have them all together because I just thought it was so much fun to have them all actually put together like this. Not without danger, though. There's something wet over here. Maybe that was my coffee, I'm not sure. But this is the one that I finished. It is weird. And it still needs its bath, so it's also maybe a little bit floofy. It is, yeah, see how it wants to twist up on itself. So this is the multicolored, or the more multicolored one. And what it ended up turning out as is much more yellows, little bit of green in it, and then like hints of like a reddish brown as well. So I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out, so yeah, I think it ended up being pretty nice in the grand scheme of things. So I'll have to wash this. Maybe I'll hold off washing it until the other one gets done anyways. But it's definitely a little bit crazy. But I just think it's so cool how well all of the colors end up coming together on this guy. So it's a lot of fun. Let's see. So maybe there's a little bit of a sense of how everything's gonna turn. I don't know, the colors are really blued out right now. So like my coloration looks normal, but when I'm holding stuff up to the screen, it seems to be a little bit strange. So I'm not sure what's wrong with the lighting, but and then throwing in the blue as well. So I don't know. I'm excited. About how everything is turning out and blending together, and very fun to deconstruct a braid. So, I don't know what it made that wet. So, giant pile of yarn there, and then I am still working on spinning the last of the 6 skeins. It would help if you guys could see. So this is the last set, and I'm not too far into it at this point, so it has lots of blues, and then the yellows, and then some of these bright greens where they're combining together. And here for reference is the fiber that I'm working from right now. So I have some of it which is a little bit darker than others, but I think that this will end up blending really nicely with the other guy, so yay! So I haven't gotten too far on it, so like at this point, haven't had too much home time this week in order to make spinning progress anyways, but whatever, such is life. Alright, stash positions. I'll need to take a photo of this, but this is my January Nest Club. It is Wabi Sabi, it is the BFL, and it is blues and browns and grays, so should be a fun spin when I get around to it. The other thing that came in this week, in the same package, I've been waiting for this, driving me nuts, but it finally arrived. So I ended up getting my yarn for my sweater spin. So this is Noel, or sorry, this is Jolly, and it is this gorgeous, gorgeous red. Ridiculous. Like, I might already sort of like this red. And then, so there's 8 ounces of that, and then there are 4 ounces of Yuletide. And I'm planning on also combining it with this Noel. So, and the blues and reds in the Noel are the same as these ones, because these are the semi-solid coordinates. So, really gorgeous. And the Noel has browns and greens in it as well, and some like sandy lighter bits, so this is going to be a lot of fun to spin. This is going to be what's on my wheel next. Yay! And those are the first 4 fibers in my Spin the Bin. So, what I also have is, I ended up putting one bag of the fleece I'm planning on dyeing. So this is some of the darker shades, and that's about 4 ounces there. And then I threw in this Nest Torfino that I ended up getting in a D-stash. Like, this had come out like shortly after I had left the club the first time, and I was just like, what? Because this was like so gorgeous, blues and greens, so I was, when it came up, I decided to go for it, and that was also the same distash that I got the 2 bumps of Warfruit from. And then this other one, if I could grab it, is Callisti. So this is a Polworth blend that I'm thinking of making a giant shawl with 2 of my other Nest braids, and I think I'd want to actually split this one up as a gradient as well. Probably do a super long, in order color gradient sort of thing with that. Another one of my Nest clubs is Emerald Pools and BFL, so this is probably warmer browns and blues and greens. Sort of similar to Wabi Sabi, but different. And then a little bit of gray in here as well. Is that all of the Nest I grabbed? Yeah. One thing which is not Nest is I had some Southern Cross fiber, and this is Desert in Bloom. This was also a D-stash item, so this is the November 2014 colorway. And I've never tried Southern Cross before, so hopefully I'm not like totally spoiled. Another thing is this Dawning Dreams bat that I ended up getting either, I can't remember if I got this at Stitches, Texas or Fiberfest. Probably Fiberfest, thinking about it, but it is a Dawning Dreams bat that has browns and these bright teals and blues and whites. So I wanted to do some pour spinning with this, so I figured that would be fun. And then 2 fibers that I ended up getting doubles of for Completely Twisted and Arbitrary group spin along. So this one here, the purples, pinks, and oranges, is Pansy from Julie Spins, and that's 5 ounces of a BFL silk, and that should be totally luscious to spin. The other one is BFL from Blue Waters Farms, and it's in the Color Music colorway, I believe. So I've been intending to get to these, so I figured that was a good stash down measure. And I think that's everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Ta-da. So that shouldn't be too crazy. And I'm not going to put a super specific weight on the fleece, because it'll be the case where I know that I have enough in that bag for the 2 ounce minimum, so I'm going to call that good. And if it turns out that I have time to go after more of the fleece, woohoo, awesome. So that is the story there. So I'm really happy I put together my bin. I still have quite a bit of fiber anyways, so yeah. But I have enough to put together a whole nother bin, maybe. Probably. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I totally have enough for just based on my quick and easy little count. I have 10 more bumps of fiber hanging out in the stash, and then there's all the extra fleece as well, so should be fine. But this seemed to be sort of what was inspiring me right now. And we'll go from there. And if I'm good about spinning on time, then I can probably work some other things in as well. Because there's some really, really nice stuff that's hanging out in the stash that I wanted to make sure that most of my bin was Nest, because I am now getting Nest in monthly, and so making sure that that's high up on the dog pile. And it probably didn't help that I received a pound of Nest today in the mail, and then it all immediately went into the bin. But such is life. And maybe it'll turn out that some things hop each other. Right now, the Complete Twisted and Arbitrary Spin-Along is past Spin-Along Fibers, so that's why I threw those two in, because they are past Spin-Along Fibers. And that I just need to remember the next time I sign up for a Spin-Along that I just get one braid. Doesn't matter how much I like it, just one. Because those were sitting in my stash for some time. What is it? I've already made a project with one of them, and the other one, that guy right there, I'm not sure. I have an idea of what I want to do, it just isn't high yet on the list. But, I'm really excited about the sweater spin, and glad everything is here now. Yay! I'll have to probably sit down and figure out how I'm going to split everything up and what I'm going to do exactly. Making sure that everything works together. I'm thinking I'm going to be spinning all of the reds together. I'll have to figure out what is it? I'll have to figure out what weight of yarn I'm aiming for by referencing the pattern. Let's see. We could look this up, as it will be soon. Not too crazy. Breathe in space. Okay. Alright. What I'm planning to do is Breathing Space by Vera Babamaki. So, oh my goodness, that just looks dreadful. But, so, I'm thinking that my, based on that, it's going to be, I think it's going to be fairly even color distribution between them, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And if I decide that I want to do something like, I'm thinking it's going to be the red one way and then other such nonsense. It is a gorgeous little pattern, so looking forward to that. And I could look up what weight that's supposed to be in. Fingering, so I think I can handle that. Should be good. And yeah, so one of them does need far less than, or it looks like the stripe colors needs to be less than the other one, so I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Or if I want to spread things out, whether or not I want a 3-ply or 2-ply or that sort of thing. Maybe it should be 3-ply. And then I'll have to figure out how I'm mixing everything together in order to accomplish that goal. We'll see. Making it work. Ooh, thunder. I think it's supposed to be a little bit colder soon, so rain in between that makes a lot of sense. So I'm very excited about that. And I'll have to figure out how I'm appropriately spreading everything out. Or maybe it'd be, I don't know, there's so many options. I don't know, I'm just filled with excitement. But that should be a good time. And we'll figure out where things go from there. Oh, the knit-along. So, there is a knit-along going on in the group right now. It is a mostly fine cal. So, projects, we're backdating the cal to the 1st of the year. It's going to go through the 31st of March, and the goal is to have a project with fingering weight yarn or finer as part of the cal. So my qualifying project is this shawl right now. So the Moonit shawl is my qualifying project for the mostly fine cal. But I'm leaving it sort of open-ended. I'm just in a fingering weight mood, and so I figured that was the biggest tent that I could pitch was you want to knit socks or you want to knit shawls, as long as it's fingering weight or smaller, we're happy. And actually, what is it? Sweaters even, it doesn't matter. Who knows? It looks like if I get my butt into gear, I could be knitting a fingering weight sweater for this knit-along too. Or my crazy Viajante thing, or it should, like, since it's winter, I guess I should be thinking about doing projects which it can't bear to do when it's too hot in the summertime, but I'm like, spring is, what was it? That was the funny thing. That the conclusion was that Texas is actually the anti-Narnia. In Narnia, it's always winter. In Texas, it's never winter. So, you just have to come with terms where you have 4 to 5 months of summer, followed by the 7 to 8 months of spring. With like occasional ice storms and the leaves fall off the trees, but yeah. It didn't like feel like fall until December, so maybe November, so whatever. Such is life. So, I really hope that you guys decide to join in on the knit-along. I figured lots of people are working on fun things. I didn't want to just limit it to one project, so it'll be fun. And I'll have to think further on what sort of cool knit-along ideas I can come up with. I don't know. Right now I'm just totally drawing a blank, so. I should be able to record next week, but it will probably be on the Sunday, so that would be the 29th. Man, like, where did January go? Finally declared my bin. Oh well. And I think that's everything I want to talk about. We will assume it's everything I want to talk about. I nearly forgot to mention the cal. Grr. So, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.